I can tell you presently we're having some serious incursions from both San Marcos and Laguna villages that are part of the communal land system. I can tell you that we wrote several letters reaching out to government to come in and intervene so that we could initiate some process to find a resolution to solve this problem. To no avail. What happened?
Avail.
No avail. We got information that San Marcos was to have a meeting and Minister Dolores Balderramos would have been the person there. So we went into San Marcos and they awaited her because we really needed to see her.
And you've written to her and no response.
Exactly so. So whilst we were awaiting her, villagers from San Marcos started to behave very disrespectful. They really didn't want us in the community. They asked us to leave. They told us about they are going to meet us in our village lands with guns like Russia and Ukraine. And we were threatened, but we had to behave professional simply because we wanted to see the minister.
And this confrontation happened in front of the minister?
This happened in front of the minister. I can tell you the minister was tagged on her shoulder as well. The minister was treated without respect as well. Several senior members from San Marcos tagged her on her shoulder and said, hey, the meeting is not with these guys, the meeting is with us. These guys need to leave our village. You know, and so I was glad in a way that the minister saw the arrogance and the high levels of disrespect that these people portray. And I believe now that the minister personally knows that Yemeri Grove is up against a set of people who has no regards for principles and laws in this country. And so I want to say that we at Yemeri Grove certainly don't hope for a reoccurrence of being threatened again.
And you're coming to the media because you want to prevent violence from happening?
Definitely, because Yemeri Grove is a village, as we spoke briefly about just a while ago, has a very, very long history. And we are adamant about getting our history respected as well. And if this situation continues where we have two communities just demarcating boundaries and taking our land, it is going to end up in chaos. Because for how long for how long will Yemeri Grove villagers continue to be passive? We cannot always be passive. We'll have to eventually become proactive, and this can very well end up in violence because we see
you have to take care of your land.
Exactly, we saw clearly how San Marcos is behaving.
Well, I'm here because I had an experience last year. I was doing some milva farming near to my brother in over the Canadian Creek.
This is in your village of Yemeri
Yes,
Grove.
and while I was chopping and I turn around, I see 5 guys behind me. One of them was the chairman of the Laguna. The next one was Mr. Miss. I don't really know everybody that was there. And they are checking because I supposed to be working in their area. And this is actually almost in the middle of our village. So I tell them, I didn't make anything because I was there on the way to my sheet. So I keep me cool. But knowing us, we are not violent people from Yemeri Grove. We are very disciplined people. And especially as a family representative, I don't want to go down that road. So I'm here supporting the village with the history of the village. We know where the line is. We know when my mother especially and people like Miss DeBong and Miss Adre Aldana and Miss Rose and those people know where was the boundary. Where is
How long would you say that people have been living in Yemeri Grove?
By I would think about at least 100 years.
So people have been there in that community.
Yes, at least 100
recognized
years.
as Yemeri Grove or Tapco before.
Tapco.
For almost 100
we
years.
Changed the name to Yemeri Grove.
Okay.
And we have been a very peaceful village.
And now you're appealing to the government
to do what a government should do. When there is a problem like that, you have the lands department who should intervene. You have the rural development.
You have asked them to intervene and there has been no intervention. Do you see that this could become a violent situation?
Of course it can be violent. I mean, you will not tolerate somebody to move in your yard and do what they want?
But they're
You will
doing
report to the police, and if the police don't do nothing, then you have to be the police. And we don't want to go down that road.
So you're appealing.
We welcome anybody in our village who comes in the proper way. For God's sake, please don't take our land. We will not tolerate it.